Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and it's time for another Sudsy recap. But before I even get into that, today is catch-up day, so I'm going to be posting as many, because I've caught up on all my shows for the week that I was in Florida. So I'm going to be posting as many as I possibly can, if I can. I told you about my drunken escapades and how I dropped my phone. I'm getting a new phone, but the new one won't come in until Thanksgiving weekend. So I've got to wait until Thanksgiving weekend. So I apologize for that in the meantime. Anywho, so today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about General Hospital, but we're going to talk about last week's General Hospital. Well, 2 weeks ago's General Hospitals, not last week. Last week I'll do those tomorrow. Okay, so 2 weeks ago General Hospital, they actually did something which is not very characteristic of General Hospital, and that because one of the things that I pride the show on is its use of both the veterans and the newbies and weaving them together and making storylines. And I love that because they do that really well. However, 2 weeks ago they weren't really that wasn't really the case. They were really just focusing mostly on the newer characters. There were a couple, veterans, that were there, but they were mostly just back up to the newer people's storylines. So here is what was going on. So the big storyline was probably, oh my God, it's really convoluted, but it's about, how can I put this? It's about Claudette and Claudette's child, which first she said was Nathan's, then now she says it's Griffin's, and at the end of the week we found out it's Valentine's. Here's what I think about that, though. I don't think it really is Valentine's. I think that it's Stavros and Lulu's baby. That's just what I think. I think that Valentine will come up as a match because Valentine's, Stavros's nephew or brother. I don't know. That whole Cassadine family tree is a little bit wonky to me, but that whole thing, I think that's why Valentine thinks that it's his baby, but it isn't his baby. Um, so that really took over most of the week. So Griffin had some scenes with Anna and Robin, and thank God Robin's back in town. I love me some Robin. I really do. It's unfortunate that Patrick is now on Young and the Restless, doing a great job actually playing Billy. But it's unfortunate because because she probably will not be coming back long term because her storyline is out of state. But she's been here for Griffin, and she met Griffin, and she met Charlotte, and she's been taking care of Charlotte, and Anna has decided that she wants to get involved in the case, so she's going to start doing her work to protect Charlotte, and also to figure out more about Valentine Cassadine, right? Valentine Cassadine was another one who was all over this past week, right? So, first of all, he comes back to town and he makes this big splash at Windermere and saying, this isn't actually Spencer's house to sell, it's mine, so get out of my house. Well, he didn't really say that, but that was basically the gist of what he said. And then he actually left and spent the night at the hotel because he wanted to give Laura Spencer some time to, gather her things and leave. But anyways, so he was that whole thing happened. Then he goes and sees Nina, who he had that one night hookup with recently, right? And Nina's looking because Nina has met Charlotte, and then Nina finds out that I don't know how she found out. I think she found out from Valentine that Charlotte is not, or maybe she found out from Maxie. She found out from Maxie. And or did she find... Anyway, she had a scene with Maxie where she was like, why didn't you tell me that I'm not an aunt anymore, So, anyways. Oh, and she also said that Valentine Cassadine was amazing in bed. God bless her. She goes from Franco to Valentine. I mean, honestly, let's be real. Amazing in bed equals big dick. And Franco also has a big dick. So kudos to her for going from big dick to big dick. There are lots of people that are out there constantly searching for that big dick and they can't find it. So good for you, Nina, for getting two in a row. Okay. Anyway, I know that sounds random. There was a slight scene, a little that was mostly about the hospital. The hospital, General Hospital, has reopened. Okay, and they reopened because Franco got his mother, Heather Weber, to confess, because Heather is the one who actually attacked Lucas and Bobby. And the reason she did that was to throw suspicion off of Franco, because she thought Franco was the serial killer and he actually wasn't. So she did those kind of for no reason. So she admitted to it, and then the board voted to open the hospital. However, when they had the big reopening ceremony, no one gave Franco any credit at all, and Tracy Quartermain took all the credit. So Franco was a little bit irritated by that, and he's a little bit jealous of Griffin, and I don't think there's any reason for that. I think that's a little out. I mean, and yeah, I mean, yes, Elizabeth and Griffin are friends, and they were talking, and he's starting a relationship with Elizabeth, but I don't think it's anything to get all crazy about. But I love his relationship with Obrecht. Like, I like that she has a sounding board and vice versa. And I love their scenes together. They had, some scenes together, and Monica actually, displayed some scenes where she was like, look, if you want to work in the ER, you can. I'm going to take you off of the out of the records room temporarily. We'll see how it goes. That's great. Good for her. And she was, happy about that. There was one scene with Dr. Finn and Hayden where they were kind of, because Hayden now works for the hospital and she's in charge of the hospital's money. Because even though her actual father is Jeff Weber, MacGyver, who I still think they need to bring back to the show, um, that they need to that she knows her Raymond Berlin, even though he was a swindler, he taught her a lot about money and how to make more money. So she's like, I know how to get this hospital back going again. Let's be real, she did that also so that she could help Finn with his research. Even Griffin made the comment like, you look so much better than you did before, and it's because he got supplies of his drugs, and he if he doesn't find that cure for that crazy disease that he has, he's gonna, the tremors will come back, the sweats will come back, he'll start to, lose his temper, and those types of things. But Tracy Quartermain is an optimist. She's like, you'll do it, you'll be fine. Um, Nell. Let's talk a little bit about Nell. So Nell this week, she didn't. We kind of saw that there was something different, unique. No, I don't want to necessarily say off-putting or amiss or awry with her, but there's just definitely something a little bit different. And I know that she's got a past. I mean, who doesn't have a past? Everybody has a past, right? But they kind of looked like they were about to say something, but then Michael showed up and they ended up talking and nothing really ended up coming out, and she just still ended up being support to Carly and to Michael, and she was, and to even Sonny, and she was giving her support to the family for this tough time because they're getting ready for the funeral. And Carly had this big scene where she was talking about how Michael had gotten, not Michael, Morgan had gotten accepted to Vanderbilt, and she was bringing his framed Vanderbilt acceptance letter to the funeral, and it was really sad and depressing. And Ava was good. She didn't have that many scenes, but her scenes tied into both. So both Valentine Cassadine, she's concerned about her life because she watched him kill Nicholas right in front of her face. And then secondly, she is concerned then the cops might find out that she was the one fucking with Morgan's medication, and that's why he's gone. So she was a little bit nervous about that. But anyway, so that was General Hospital for 2 weeks ago. It was really good. Tomorrow we'll talk more about General Hospital last week. But I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Follow me on Twitter at Angel Benton, hashtag GH to talk about General Hospital. And and the next episode I'm going to shoot, if I can get this one uploaded, is going to be all about Vanderpump Rules, which is the first time I've posted about Vanderpump Rules, so I'm a little bit excited. Okay, anyways, talk to you later. Have a wonderful night. Wubba wubba wubba.